In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, the Truthful, and the Most Just. May Allah's Salam Alaikum. We are thankful to Allah for allowing us to once again come together with you for congregational prayer service. And to remind you of the importance of the keeping up of prayer. As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad shared with all of those who heard him, which was the whole world that would listen, and that his teachings was published and sent out to, that Allah is not here to beg us. As he said, he is not a God to beg us. He's independent. And this is every time a warner was sent to the people, it is a mercy from Allah. Because the world, as the book says, the world lieth in wickedness, laying down, wallowing in evil. That's true. And when I was growing up, they used to call it wallowing in the mud. I'm pretty sure some of y'all done heard that term before. This is something that we have never really understood the symbolism of, but it's time now that we know the truth so that no one can have excuse. There have been nobody righteous, as the book said. There's none righteous. No, not one. And the prophets didn't make a lie out of one another either. A good example was Abraham. Abraham trusted God, and God accounted it to him for righteousness. If he had been told how to be, he would have been. Likewise, they tried to attribute righteousness to Jesus, and Jesus told him as good as told him, I don't know what you're saying that for. He said, ain't none good but one, and that's God. So that's why another reason the prophet said that it don't yet appear what we shall be. Righteousness don't yet appear. But we shall be like him when he appears. Yes. Because we want to be. So they're compared to virgins. The righteous are. That ain't Everybody was waiting on the bridegroom. Oh, praises due to Allah. So the king prepared a wedding for his son. These books was prepared before I was born. And he sent them out to everybody for a witness. That's what an invitation is. It's a witness bearer to you on what day the wedding gonna take place and where it's gonna be. So it's all being fulfilled now. So it was a blessing to receive an invitation to come to the wedding feast that was prepared. That's why I don't tolerate you on the internet, in here or around the earth. You're not gonna come in here, especially in our prayer service. You're not gonna come in here throwing no insults and whatnot. This ain't this. But even in our regular meetings, you better keep your insults out of here. This is a wedding supper, a marriage supper. And if you eating and drinking this bread and from this cup, and you're not ready to submit, all you doing is drinking and eating damnation to yourself. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. They'd had an excuse. But now they have no cloak. It's like, you notice you don't hardly hear the news media now claiming that Donald Trump is deceiving them people that's following him. Them people know exactly what they're doing. See how every time I say something, you see proof of it? I told you pretty soon I ain't gonna have to do nothing but say a word. And that's gonna be the end of all you low down dogs out there. I'll teach you a lesson. The messenger told you, he said, this one, he don't have to go get no carpenter's tool, just his word. And you start changing on just his word. So, you know, I'm telling all of you, you better get it together. The messengers of God, they warned us. We look forward for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwells righteousness. And if there ain't none righteous, if God don't come and make some righteous people, ain't nobody gonna be here. We're gonna start all over. That's what that's telling you. Well, you always gonna have good and bad people. No, you're not. That's somebody directly contradicting the word of God. Since when did the word of Allah say you're gonna always have good and evil people? No, it didn't say that. It says, yet a little while and the wicked shall be no more. Let me show you. I like to Let's see here. I think it's in Psalms. But in Psalms, the 37th chapter. So all of you that got trying to act and serve two masters, you better make up your mind which one you're gonna serve. I've listened to people bear witness to that scripture all my life. I just never put it together until now. But people will be talking. I used to hear people talking and say, I was gonna do so and so, and one man said so and so, and then the other one said so and so and so and so and so. Got two minds up there, two masters up there. Even the devil say, you better listen to your better. We need to appeal to our better angels. What is that? What does better angels mean? Mean better words, better thoughts. You got two masters going on up here, but no man can serve two masters. Either he will love the one and hate the other, or he will cleave to the one and despise the other. Now look at all of these masters you created around here. And Allah showed you that it's not no bunch of them. It's just two. Good or evil. You see? He made it simple for you. Yeah. So the mind is the master of the body. Let this master be in you that was also in Christ. Call no man on earth master. The man is just the temple for the master. Yeah. Well, don't say I haven't been teaching you. I've been teaching you. It ain't my fault if you didn't pay attention. I told you have to pay for what you get. This world have that saying too. You don't always get what you pay for, but you will always have to pay for what you get. Excuse me, I remember the messenger said, and I bear him witness, that I likes to teach you and talk, and the highway sometimes get cluttered up. That's because I do a lot of teaching. And to keep me from getting hoarse, the body has a way of coating that's what the mucous membrane does. What membranes do, they coat you with oil like a fish. A fish be in water all his life and never get wet. Water is very corrosive. That's why one of the reasons why you never see me or hear me get hoarse is because I don't eat a lot of poison. The poisons that I ate back in my teens all the way up to my time I was 21, they've pretty much been dealt with in my system. And so everything in the body works like it basically supposed to. Rather than, it's just like if you have a healthy defense department, you have a healthy Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, they ain't got a lot of sick people that's already fighting diseases. If someone attacks you, then your defenses, they go right up and they handle their business. You understand? Okay. So, but if you let your defenses get sick, when they need to defend you, they're too busy trying to defend themselves. They're too busy fighting internal problems instead of fighting that external thing that's coming in there trying to do more harm. Let too much internal stuff come in there and mess up. So excuse me, I have to keep clearing my throat. But you notice when it's clear, my voice is never hoarse. So all praise is due to Allah. So we see it right here. The book says in the 37th chapter of Psalms, it says in the 10th verse, yet a little while, for yet a little while, and the wicked shall not exist, to be or not to be. Prophet Muhammad told you that the poets were kin to the prophets. And when Shakespeare put that statement out there, to be or not to be, that is the question. Huh? Yet a little while. Just yet a little season. And after the little season for wickedness, the wicked shall not be. Yeah, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. You won't be able to find a place for a wicked mind. No. But the meek shall inherit the earth. Uh-oh. Why the wicked ain't going to be? Because Allah going to wipe them off the earth. See, what you forgot is respite was granted to everybody until when? Till the day of judgment. Well, you see that. Bonnie and Clyde, all them, all them people that got the death penalty, respite was granted to them until he got judged. Well, they kept getting away, didn't they? But when they finally caught up with him and judged him, then they gave him the death penalty. Now, understand, it's written, it says, 6 days shall you labor. And what? Do all your wicked work. But the Sabbath day shall be a holy day unto the Lord. And whosoever doeth any wicked work in that day shall surely Say it loud. There you go. The wages of sin, the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins. You had better avail yourself of the power that I have. I told you that since ain't none righteous, because the instruction in righteousness was sealed up. And as long as the instructions were sealed up, the Son of Man was sealed up inside of it. But once the book got open and he spread it and told me, now, can these bones live? Not until I put them inside of flesh. Eat them up and go and speak with my words. So now I'm not going to hold you no long time today. But I just wanted to strengthen your heart. You know, strengthen your belief. So I'm going to strengthen it just a little bit more. And then I'm going to let you go. Let's see. That's not the one. I'll leave that and go to this one. Now turn to Deuteronomy. Now, what have we learned from the classes that I've shared with you about the Holy Bible? It's full of messages, ain't it? To who? It's all written to me. And you know, if you receive a script, and that when they give you when they gonna do a movie, they will generally give the script to the leading man or the leading woman. And I'm assuming they give them all of their lines and they learn them by heart. And you notice I know where to go find what I be looking for and show you that I'm saying what was written. Whose words did Allah tell me to speak with? What did Jesus say? When he come, he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear. Son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be thou not rebellious like that rebellious house. Let me show you what rebellion is. You can tell somebody, hey, go tell so-and-so, such and so and such and so and so. They won't tell them what you said. They'll tell them what they got out of it. Don't even know how to carry the simplest message and just repeat what you said. That's because they are rebellious. This whole world is like that. People used to try to come in here and do me like that all the time. So in other words, you saying, no, not in other words. I said what I meant. You ain't got no better words to put it in. But that's because this world have taught you to do that. That's what this world does. They teach you to. Now in school, and when I say this world have taught you, I'm talking by example. because everybody by example does that. But in school, they taught you to do it the other way. Give the answer that the book gave, or I'm going to mark you wrong. I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
If you left out a word from what the book said, it was marked wrong. He said it was going to be like the Most High. You know, even Vice got the name president behind it. But anyway, now go here to Deuteronomy 18 and this is let me see. Where do I want to start? Let's go to the 13th verse. Thou shalt be perfect. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. For these nations which thou shalt possess hearkened unto observers of times and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered thee so to do. You know how people always telling you, we living in modern times and they need to adjust the religion according to the modern times. You heard them say that? Yeah. You know, you can't go by that where it talked about men laying with men and said that's old school. Right? You gotta bring it up into the modern times. And you got these people on that what is it, cost $1 or something to get a reading. Boy, this is rich. I mean, this society is something. Everything that's in the book is jump off the page if you know where to find it. See? And so it says, the Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, as Moses was talking. And it says, unto him you shall hear and obey. You shall hearken. And it says, according to all that thou desirest of the Lord thy God in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. And the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, Moses, and will put my words in his mouth. And he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. Son of man, take the book and eat it up. Where do you put food at? Where do it start off at? I will put my words in his mouth. Eat it up and go and speak with them. Huh? And go and speak with my words unto them. Now, it said, I'm going to raise him up raise up one like unto Moses. Huh? Well, tell me something. How many people was Moses? Oh, he wasn't but one man? That's right. Well, we know Moses wasn't but one what? Man. And there's not a soul, but what? So Moses was one what? You just said he was a man. Okay. Let's see here. Since Allah sent the book down fully explained, so he told me in the 31st chapter of the Holy Quran, in the 31st chapter, and let's see here. It's the chapter entitled Luqman. You heard of Aesop's fables? They used to have a cartoon come on there, and then it'd have a moral in every story. Well, those were attributed to Luqman. And parables, fables with hidden lessons in them. And so even the Three Little Pigs had a hidden lesson in it. That when you try to defend yourself and your defenses break down, you don't go and put them same defenses back up. You go and do something else. Do you understand? Hence the straw, the house of straw, the house of sticks, and the house of bricks. Huh? Them pigs wasn't no dummies. Is that right? Okay. So in the 31st chapter and the 28th verse, it says, your creation, or in other words, your raising, is only like a single soul. Surely Allah is hearing and seeing. Now, what did he say? I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. Well, I'm that one that he raised up, and he told me, he said, your creation or your raising is only like that of a single soul named Moses. So, and I am the hearing Son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Dig through the wall and see what they do. What he told me in Ezekiel. Why? Because I don't see with just my physical eyes. His eyes was like fire. He maketh his angel spirits and his ministers a flame of fire. And they are all ministering spirits unto me. And every time people say something, they'll tell me that didn't I tell you? And sometimes I say something, sometimes I don't. But I see and I hear. So, and some of you picked up on that. Sometimes you tell that you ain't putting nothing over on me just by the way I look at you. And and that's to correct you. Not to find fault. But don't think that you're putting it over. How many times have I asked some of you, you staying out of trouble? And you lie. And then next thing you know, some of them gone. You remember when you heard the messenger? I think I played it for you. Where he said he called on a brother. And he said, "Come on up," and he said, "Draw the wheel." He said, "You haven't forgotten, have you?" And I said, "No, sir, dear apostle." Got up there, and the messenger said, "Brother. Now, why did he ask him had he forgotten? Allah knew. Allah is always with his messenger, giving him what to say. So, be aware of that. And if you are aware that Allah is with his messenger, well, then be truthful. You don't go to the doctor and lie to the doctor about what's happening with you. Not if you're smart. You got to be pretty dumb to be at the doctor's office. And he asks you, okay, tell me what's happening. And you won't tell him. I mean, he already, that man took an oath to do no harm. And he also, it's against the law for him to go blabbing your business to anybody. So, there's no reason for you not to tell him. Why wouldn't you tell the one who can forgive your wrong and make you go out with peace of mind? I've had brothers tell me things and I stop them in the middle of telling me stuff. I say, well, it's all right. You're forgiven. Now just don't do that no more. Now that's a weight off of you if you really believe who I am. So, I'm not here to punish you. Your own conscience will do that. Or you think people commit suicide? Who punishing them? That's why I reminded you, don't be trying to judge yourself. That's what the conscience is. It's the mind flipping back on itself, imploding. Told the body, now let me show you how low down that is. Why does the body do what it does? So the mind flip out and say, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill the body. He going to kill the body for what he ordered the body to do. That's like a man riding a horse into the wrong place and getting down off the horse and shooting the horse. Bringing me over here. What are you shooting the horse for? Do you see how stupid that is? You know, the flesh has a mind of its own in a sense. And that's what I'm talking to that mind now. Anytime you got a mind that instructs you to go kill yourself, you better do like them horses do at rodeos. You better buck that one off. Submit to me. And in the knowledge that I'm sharing with you, which is God. And you can resist those kind of thoughts. And they will soon flee from you. You won't have them no more. Why? Nobody who's pleased with themselves thinks about doing suicide. So return to your Lord, obeying him, pleasing him, and see how well pleased with yourself you become. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Anytime anybody try to come between you and me, they ain't no believer. Did you hear what I said? Yes, sir. I'm the only one got the salvation for you. You don't owe nobody else nothing but to be a brother and a sister to them. You understand? If the angels were told to worship the Son of Man, then what problem you got quoting me? They didn't have no problem quoting me. They said the words of the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, telling me to tell you such and so and such and so and so. They worshiped me. This word has now become flesh. And when he bringeth the first begotten into the world, he said, let all the angels of God worship him. You notice, when I call their religions a lie, now the devil been teaching them and making them pay to come and get that lie. But when I call it a lie in front of the whole world, don't nobody say nothing. Now what they tell you? Yeah, I'm sitting there in the lion's den, and his mouth is shut. So now you see what Isaiah was saying. Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself. Didn't say let him be scared of you. it said let him be your fear. And let him be your dread. That's right. And before the coming of that great and dreadful day, Elijah had to come. Elijah been here. Right? Okay. Remember that. Remember that the Holy Quran is a reminder of that which came before it. So now you see why I was saying your creation or your raising is only like that of Moses. Okay? What did the messenger say the Holy Quran is? It's not a book of prophecy. It's a message directed to a student under the guidance of Allah. And that's why it says, say, when they say so-and-so, you say so-and-so. I'm not changing nothing they said. I'm reminding you of what they said and giving you understanding of it because I understand it. And now you have no excuse. Let's stand and have prayer. Up, tent, hut. Original salute. Ready front. Prayer position. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. And I bear witness that I know of none who deserves to be served or worshipped beside thee. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all holy praise is due and be to thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. The Beneficent, the Most Merciful Master of the day of requital. Thee do we serve, and thee do we beseech for help. O Allah, please continue to guide us and keep us on the right path and way, the straight path and way of thee and those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the crooked paths and ways of Satan and those upon whom thy wrath is or will be brought down, nor the foolish paths and ways of those who go astray or who are led astray, even after they've heard and been given the true understanding of thy holy word and teachings. Truly, I have again turned myself to thee, O Allah, striving to be totally upright, to thee who originated the heavens and the earth. And I am not of the polytheists. Truly my prayers, my sacrifices, my life and my death are all for thee, O Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate hast thou in this am I commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. I know of no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I've been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults and weaknesses. So please grant me and my true followers and family continuous protection against all of our faults and weaknesses. For none grants protection against faults and weaknesses but thee. And guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts. For none can guide us to and instill within us the best of moral character and thoughts but thee, and turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts. For none can turn us away from and remove from us the evil and indecent moral character and thoughts but thee. And O Allah, we beseech thee for thy help and ask thy protection. And we believe in thee and we trust in thee. And we seek thy help to laud thee in the best manner, and to never be ungrateful unto thee, and to cast off and to forsake him or her who is disobedient unto thee, and to remove from ourselves all things that are displeasing unto thee and beside thee. And our Father Allah, in heaven praised is and be thy holy and righteous name. Let thy kingdom come and thy will be done on the earth, as it is written in the heaven. Give us this day the understanding and hearts that are ever inclined to truthfulness and righteousness and obedience to thy holy and righteous word. And forgive us our trespasses, and help us to forgive those of our brethren who may trespass against us. And leave us not during our times of temptation, but stand by us and deliver us from all the evils thereof. For thine is the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and the power over them and the glory are thine forever and ever. Amen. 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 And amen. Amen. Attention. Hut. Original salute. Ready, front. You may be seated. I don't mind suffering what you suffer. If you are believers and that is what I'm supposed to do, I accept that. But I just don't want it to all be in vain. I'm not worried about Allah bringing me out of it. He'll bring me out of it. But I'm not here to help you wallow in the mud. The minute I see you ain't with me, I leave you alone. I'm your example. Do you understand? Yes. Okay. You'll never get the wrong message from me. The best help that I can give to anybody out there in them streets is not to help them stay out there. When I invite them, I'm constantly inviting them to come and be part and share whatever I have. And they turn me down. I'm not finna give Allah no manifest proof against me. If Allah angry with you, I'm angry with you. Now you can just understand that. And Allah ordered us, He commanded us to submit. Our duty is to fear Him and keep His commandments. On the inside is mercy. On the outside is chastisement. I will not have you unequally yoked with non-believers. What fellowship hath the temple of God with the children of Belial or Belial? To belie is to call the truth a lie. As they say, they give the lie to Allah's messages. No. I tried to show all of you by my example right in front of you. All of the believers are my family. The minute you stop being a believer, you're no longer of my family. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm worried about those who are the sheep of Allah. I can't worry about the wolves. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So, that's why I told you, since you so weak, you put it on me. Son of man won't let me do this, or son of man won't let me do that. Because they already hate me, so they ain't big time. All they gonna say is they listening to me now. They hear me telling you what to say, tell them. And when you don't tell them that, they know something about that. If you follow me, you do what I say. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
If you knew why I do tell you to do everything, you wouldn't need me to lead you. But when I met you, you wasn't thinking about doing these things that I got you doing now. Not one of you was. Well, then, that tell you right there where you would been if I hadn't came and got you. Make no mistake, even if another person brought you to me, I'm the one had them out there. That's one of the first things you learn in Islam. That you're not a Muslim until you love for your brother what you love for yourself. And it ain't one of us walking around here that wasn't brothers to the grave and everybody in it. And when I brought you out of the grave and sent you back out there, you had a duty to invite those who you used to run with to come and be part of what you have found. Huh? You didn't have no duty to go back out there and wallow back in it with them. You had a duty to be an example that you had really found something that could change your life and could change theirs. And the best way you could have showed them was by your example. And that is, I'm out of that and I'm staying out of that. And I'm inviting you to come and find out what made me want to stay out of it. You won't find none of them brothers that I ran with, and they know I was in it when I was in it. But whenever you meet any of them that grew up with me, they will tell you from the day that Marvin accepted Islam, he never looked back. Because I was always that kind of person. If I was with you, I'm with you. If I ain't with it, I ain't gonna be pretending. I'm gone. Huh? So, I'm I'm trying to get you to be what Allah wants to save. You see, I look at all of these people going crazy about their disobedient, and mamas especially, over they disobedient children. They ain't no child no more. They just your offspring. You better go look at gremlins and then be satisfied. You can't. That little fella wasn't responsible for what them boogers was doing. I'm not responsible for the wrongdoing of offspring, especially when I done taught you better. And I don't worship none of you. I love you like a father's supposed to love his family. But I worship Allah. And if you smart, you will worship who I worship. Because that's how you stay in your right mind. You can't worship, and then nothing can come out your mouth. No word can come out your mouth that wasn't first in a thought. And as long as your thoughts are on Allah, you safe. You see? I mean, we become as children. We become as children to Allah. I mean, what is my little 60 something years, 67 or 68 years to eternity, to infinity? Nothing but a child. Then why not act like a child? That's a relative term. Compared to Allah, I'm a child, a man child. And you had better humble yourself as a child to the word of God. You know, you never hardly ever get, you can't fall out with a child when they tell you, my daddy won't let me do that. My mama won't let me. He said, you can tell me mama wrong. I said, well, you got to tell her. I ain't going to tell her. Is that right? You got to tell daddy. Yeah, I ain't going to tell him that. And pretty soon that child will get out of your face because they don't want to hear you telling them that they daddy wrong. I'm not going to hear you telling me that. How many times you don't heard somebody come in here and try to tell me that they didn't go along with the scripture, and I told them, well, you can take a walk. This conversation over. So you know I mean it. You've seen me do that. That's my example for you. Are we clear? Yes. All right. So it ain't that I hate them. I don't hate the people. I love them in the best manner. Not just with lip service, but with actions that if they really think anything of me, they care what I think about them. And when I show that I disapprove of something they're doing, it means something to them. And maybe that'll help them turn around. Otherwise, no, I'm not going to join you in what you're doing, and I'm not going to pretend that it's okay. Do you understand? Yes. If you happy out of my circle, I'm happy out of yours. You know, so we'll see who the good end and who the bad end is for. I know one thing. As long as I've been doing this all my life, for all my adult life, I've been doing this. I ain't seen nothing but progress. I look at some of them who didn't choose the road I chose. A lot of them in the grave now, physically. And when I see them again, you know, I see they're not preserved. I see that the time have not been kind to them. When you know, you stay in fire, you leave anything in fire long enough, it's gonna look like it's been in fire. You know, yeah, I got some issues, but I don't look like I'm pushing 70. So, you know, I mean, like I said, if Yaqub was around here 150 years, I figure I'll be here at least that long. And from what I done read in here, there's a lot of things, so I don't even teach on because it's just too marvelous. So I'm not gonna say nothing about it. But I'm not worried about uh, mortality because we have the ability to put on immortality. That's what the messenger told me. He said, "You can live as long as you want if you know how to eat to live." Remember now, they was all talking to me. So I'm just satisfied. I'm trying to help you. You do wise to listen to me. Follow me. And for I'm the only one who can ascend up into the heaven. So let's work together. Any questions? Yes. Brother, get on it. You got one over there.
What are your instructions when believers have these get-togethers like Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas or New Year's, and those that grew up in the
Well, I just gave that instruction. You to those who decided to leave.
and don't want to come back
No, we don't have no. Come back for what?
and fellowship, eat dinner?
No, come back for what? What you think this a joke? No, this ain't no joke. That's the first thing I ask. One that want to go away and then come back to call himself want to hang around. What I look like then you come around here, hang around, and you a disbeliever. You done already told me you don't believe in me. Now, why would I invite you back here? I didn't invite you to leave. You left on your own. Now, if you're so satisfied out there, what you want to come back here for? You notice, I ain't always over there up in their face. They having a party. I think I'll go. I ain't got no time for that. If you wanted to be with me, you'd have never left me. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No, I don't. I ain't interested in that. I don't need to see you reminding me that you're a disbeliever. I don't need to see you. You away. When you change your mind, call the Son of Man and ask him, can you come back? And he'll tell you whether or not he wants you back. Do you understand? All right. People lie and say all kind of stuff. I ain't never went out in the grave asking nobody to come back to me. I sure haven't. Allah said you ain't worth teaching twice. No. How many times I done told y'all, I'm not going to try to reconvert you every time you walk through that door. No, I ain't. You don't believe in me? Fine. Bye. I started off by myself. What that tell you about me being by myself? I ain't scared to be by myself. If me telling you right gonna make you upset with me to leave me, you just well leave now. Do I require you to walk on eggshells when you around me? Well, what make you think I'm gonna be on eggshells around you? You know, the best favor you can do for your disbelieving relatives is to be a good example of what Allah wants us to do. Do you understand? You see, so don't, when you start calling yourself falling out with me for people who done rejected me, I mean, then you done became what the messenger was talking about. He said they started off following me fine. And they turned hypocrite. Huh? Yes, so don't do that. No. A lot of times people just call themselves seeing what you gonna do. I had people making people stumble. Yeah, I bet you I can get him to do so and so. I bet you I can get her to do so and so and so. They stopped saying that about me. Because my siblings, my mama, my dad, my friends. Once I made up my mind, that was it. That's just how it is. So, I've okayed some things that I thought might be helpful. Sometimes, I do things, it's not up to you to call yourself judging me as to why I did something. I handle every situation in a way that may help me to get more of my people. So it ain't no nothing cut in stone with me. But you can't, once a person lose faith, there's nothing to renew their faith with. Because they've already called the scripture and called the word of God a lie. You can't lose faith in God's word unless you first call the word a lie. Do you understand? Yes, sir. So, I told you your most precious possession is your faith. You don't let nobody take that from you. And the more you practice what I teach you, the stronger your faith will become. The less you practice it, the weaker. You know what happens to muscles when you don't use them? You develop atrophy. Pretty soon, you can't use them. Then you got a problem. Because we walk by faith, not by sight. Believers don't always understand what they are told to do. They just do it because they have faith in the one who told them to do it. Do you understand? Yes, sir. All right. You ain't even thought about the fact that by staying away from them, it makes them want to be around you. You can't. Yeah, you want to be around me, you know what to do. And if you ain't ready to do that, stay where you at. Huh? Yeah. You walk away from me, you good as telling me you can live without me. Well, okay, well, I can live without you. When the last time you saw me crying? Huh? Only time I cloud up is when I'm happy. over something that y'all, it's kind of embarrassing when people doing things and so I don't, but as far as grieving and going on over somebody, no. Allah takes away the fear and the grief because he gives me understanding of what I'm dealing with. So there's no reason to grieve when you understand. No reason to cry when you know, hey, this is what that is, and that's the way you don't cry because the sun rising. what you cry? You go out to the ocean and you see the waves coming to the shore, you start crying. Right? I wish the waves would stop. Ain't no even no sense in wishing that. Is that right? God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Huh? There you go. And the one thing that you cannot do is change somebody else's mind. Only one who can do that is God. So you be wise to listen to Allah's advice, and maybe he can help you to save your loved one. Instead of you going out there drowning with them. Am I clear? Did that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It answered the question. I just have one follow-up to that. You were clear about them coming and among us, but does that include going to their places and taking food, eating over, maybe where they live at? Or,
do you see me doing that?
No, sir. Not at all.
Well, then what were you asking me that for?
I just want to be clear, sir.
I mean, I don't send mixed messages. I'm not here to send a bunch of mixed messages to my people. My people need to know where I stand. That's what earns me respect from them. Because if I don't stand for what I claim to stand for, in their mind, I'm just a hypocrite. You catch him right, he'll do this or he'll do that. I'm not a hypocrite. What I stand for is what I stand for. Now, if you like I have people, they used to do me like this. Some of my siblings. I don't hardly ever hear from you. I said, your phone dials out, just like mine. You see? Well, what? Even when we talk, you tell me you don't want to hear the things that I think and talk about. So I leave you alone. What? You know, I mean, I done made up my mind what I'm gonna do in life. And it's not because I'm stuck in this, even when people give me something that invalidates it. I'm always looking for somebody to show me that what I'm doing is not valid. If everybody else was like me, I could convert the whole world. Because I can show you that what you're doing is not valid. What you thinking is irrational. But they tell me they don't want to hear it. Well, I leave them alone. Especially since I claim that Islam is a religion of peace. Then you don't go around breaking people's peace by trying to force feed them that which they don't want. Now, does that make sense to you? Make all the sense in the world to me. But you'll never find somebody out there that come in here and tell me, oh man, you know, you ain't true. I remember when you was over here doing so-and-so with me and whatnot. See, you got to be careful what you're doing. What happens if that person one day hear me, hear the truth, and they come in and tell me what you've been doing? Yeah, I told you, you better be careful. And do the right thing all the time, and it don't make no difference who's watching you. Now, does it? It's like this man talking about the FBI ain't got no business investigating. How in the world the investigatory arm of America ain't got no business investigating? Now, what kind of statement is that? It shouldn't make you no difference if they investigating if you ain't got nothing to hide. Is that right? You wouldn't even be concerned over it. So that's likewise. It's lawful to do good all the time. You understand? Ain't no, you can't make no law against the doing of goodness that anybody gonna respect. You know, I mean, let's just face it. I mean, you can make all the laws you want against righteousness and uprightness. Ain't nobody gonna pay you no attention. So just be upright. Do what you know is right. And generally, if you got a question in your mind on whether or not I'd agree with it, you already know the answer. Yeah. I mean, let's just be truthful with each other. Why did you even have to ask yourself the question? It's because you saw something wrong with it. I told you I'm not here to be the police. You are they that would love them while they love you not. Are you aware that's written?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just oh, it's much to be learned. Okay, let's let you get on with your day, unless you all had another question. What is your question? Disease? Do you know what is it hard to get up out the chair? What is it? Is it easy? Okay, well, if it's easy, well then, disease means something that makes good health not easy. It makes it hard. Okay. Okay. Any more questions? Well, if there are no more questions, then I'm going to let you go. And we all gonna go do what we need to get done. May Allah's Salam alaikum.